Hello and welcome back to our playthrough of Hearts of Iron 3, their finest hour as the Soviet Union. I am Ardwolf, your host, and we are currently on the 10th of April, 1936. Let's unpause the clock. We've done our initial production, and we've done our sort of light reorganization of the Soviet Red Army. One of the things that's going to come up, and we're going to speed the clock up quite a bit here, because there's no reason for us to wait. We've got some production coming off the line here, I think, in June. Let's stop that. Small arms and anti-tank weapons, technology. So, hey, our first technology. We want to take this off. And our leadership is pretty bad, and it's going to go down, too, when we purge the Red Army for pretty much the duration of the war. But we will get a little bit of a boost when we do one of the other national events, which is for the motherland. I think gives us a leadership bonus. Great, and these are timed, so if I were to fire this now, if I could, which I can't, it would only last, looks like about 6 months. And it does give me increased IC. There's some other events that aren't listed here too, like when we can start to rail Soviet production east of the Urals. Great Patriotic War gives us a national manpower modifier, which is like, well, our manpower is kind of pretty high already. And Territorial Pride, which gives us a combat bonus, which is nice. And then this one, Dissolution of the Third International, basically increases the organization and popularity of communist parties in various nations. And these three can't be done until we're at war with Germany. And actually, Great Patriotic War can't be fired until surrender progress, which means for us, until that's at least 20%. So, all right, so let's crank the clock. We've got some more. All we really want to do here is drop these higher level ones off the list, because as you can see, we're in way over our heads here. Let's take a look at our intelligence. Actually, we've got let's go all. We've got 10 in France, 10 in Germany, 10 in the USA, and 10 in the Soviet Union. So we can back that off. Let's go to technology. And we're going to back this off kind of considerably. Our officers are at 97%. I forget what they were when we started, but they weren't that good. We're going to go with like 0.25 spies per day. That's more than sufficient. And then officers, we're going to drop down to about, we're going to go with like 5. Just to give us some better technology. And let's start the clock again. Now, something else we're going to do, we've got some Far Eastern Theater guys here that really aren't going to do any good out this way. There's the Far Eastern... No, that's a front command, actually. Far Eastern Theater Command is in. We're going to rail these guys over to somewhere where they're going to be more useful. Like, what's this called? I want to pronounce these things correctly. Vitebsk, I guess. And again, I'm control right-clicking to do strategic movement. Actually, turn down the scroll speed on the horizontal and vertical scroll. France have decided the Popular Front, that doesn't really do us any good at all. Stop. Small arms advance, infantry support weapons advance, that's great. We'll roll those off the bottom. It's nice to have Germany where you got like 30 distribution of leadership at the start, and we've got some that can actually wait. And these guys here, this is, right here, this is, let's go to the political map mode. This is Manchukuo, which is a Japanese puppet. I'm going to rail... Where's this guy taking his leadership from? I'm going to rail these all the way over to the west as well. Because we don't really need them here. You know, we can deploy these guys pretty much anywhere we want. Germany's canceled our trade agreement. We have another technology advance. get rid of that. Let's go to theater map mode here and decide what theater we're going to put these guys in. We need stuff on the Polish border, so we'll drop this unit. Yeah, we'll drop those units there. Inefficient research. What are we doing that's inefficient here? Light artillery is 2 years ahead. Okay, so we forgot to drop that off. And we've already made more progress in episode 3 so far than we've made in the... Ooh, look at that. Wow, yes! That's the kind of production we want. Why can I not move that there? Too low infrastructure. Wow, that sucks. Alright, well, we're going to have to deal with that. Ooh, I don't have the technology to even increase infrastructure right now. And I'll assign these guys to HQs later on. It's fine to not have that right now. So then I figured out why these guys aren't counted in the theaters. So that's fine. Let's look at our production again. We're going to have a whole bunch more infantry. We're going to have some tanks coming off. We're going to have a few aircraft coming off. And industrial capacity, which we desperately need. So our... let's look at our production here. Oh, upgrades need 83. Reinforcement needs 151. Supplies needs 27. That we can't really short. We actually kind of can. We have a stockpile of 26,000 supplies. But they'll go fast if we start decreasing that to nothing. You know what? Let's decrease it to nothing for like a week and see what happens. So it's 27 June right now. So let's check it on July 1st. You can see it's going down pretty fast. But our production went up by like, not quite double, but by a lot, so that's significant. We are at maximum speed here on the clock. So we've got plenty of border provinces that we need to increase. Let's take a quick look at technology. This is going to be under industry, I believe. We're going to add these. Stop the clock. Education will give us more leadership. Agriculture will give us that. Let's see. Where is advanced construction engineering? There it is. So we need industrial production and industrial efficiency of at least 3. They're both at 2. So they're on the list. Although we're going to actually jack these up to the top. Which will kick a couple things down, but that's fine. We got, well, like I said, we got way more technology to research than we have available at the moment. So Yugoslavia's canceled our trade agreement. Yeah, whatever. You see our energy is just ridiculous here. Let's actually take a quick look at that. And let's go to majors and let's look at Japan. United Kingdom needs energy. We do not have enough diplomatic influence to initiate a trade agreement. I hate that. Let's crank this up just a little. Ooh, not that much. Crank that up to about there for a little while. We need, I think, 2 or 3 to initiate a trade agreement. Games of the 11th Olympiad held in Berlin. Jesse Owens. Okay, that doesn't do us anything at all. All right, this is units in poor supply. There's a surprise. Those are those guys I'm railing from the eastern middle of nowhere. Yeah, there's nothing we can do about it. Basic small fuel tank and basic single engine airframe. So let's take a look at that. Those are one shots actually. Those didn't bleed over. All right, so let's try our trade agreement with the UK here. The UK needs energy, and it looks like Japan needs energy now. We're going to top these meters top out at 99,999. So what we really want to do here is sell for Japan. Okay, so they're not happy with that. And the UK doesn't want to buy anything either. It would be nice if I could get Japan to buy something. They've actually got a surplus of oil, which is really kind of surprising. Well, screw it. Let's look at Japan. Do not have the 5 diplomatic influence required. We will in a minute, since we didn't use them for trade. Light tank guns. That is staged, so we'll pull that off. And we're in September now. Alright, so now we have our 5 diplomatic influence. Let's see. Relations with Japan are 0. Our threat to them is... they won't do it. Alright, so nobody will do that right now. I'm not terribly surprised by that. If I could get some trade going with Japan, we might be able to swing something like that. Now they're in supply deficit. Let's see if they'll buy some supplies. No. Germany's in money deficit, so let's try and sell some... They're not in deficit for anything else. Let's try to buy some supplies from Germany. And we'll take this automate trade off for now. Germany's accepted. Light tank engine advance. Let's blow that out. If we look at diplomacy now, our current relations with Germany are 120, which is, the relations ranges from positive 200 to negative 200. So our relations with Germany are actually quite good. And we're going to need, let's see, basic aero engine, that's a one-shot. Basic aircraft machine gun, that's also a one, I think. Let's check that. Yeah, okay. 1937, can't do better than that. We're going to need to build some infrastructure. So can we now? No. We still need light tank reliability at 3. And there it is. So hold on. Yeah, whatever. So let's drop that off, and you see we're making some progress here. We're going to go with medium tanks. We need that, and we really probably want heavy tanks as well. But let's get heavy tanks, medium tanks built out, and then we'll see. And I think heavy tanks require medium of at least 2, and these become progressively more and more difficult to get. What's our production look like right now? Consumer goods is pretty much where we want it. Our descent is lower, so we're going to actually drop this a little bit. We'll raise that to about 75. It sounds good. Supplies, you know what? I decreased supplies to basically very little, or to nothing, but somehow it managed to creep its way up. And we're still doing okay, so I'm going to keep it there for a while. And in fact, we're going to probably drop upgrades to 0 as well. Because we need manpower. France has canceled our trade agreement. Well, that's the French for you. I don't know what to say. What do we got for production coming here? We got more infantry coming in November. Quite a bit more infantry, in fact. Which is right around the corner. We're in October 1936 right now. So I'm not really going to apologize for it, because it's the nature of Hearts of Iron 3. It is a kind of slow-burning game until you get into the war. And I mean, even when you get to the war, the number of hours required to get into the war years is kind of high. Okay, so prohibit the establishment of new parties. There's been an ongoing discussion in our government for some time now in regards to whether new organizations such as trade unions and political parties should be allowed to form or not. Several of our ministers are of the opinion that it poses too much of a threat to our current government and that it would better instead to impose certain restrictions and increase control of those aspects of life. Okay, so what is the current organization of our party, I guess, is what I want to know here. Okay, so this is organization. So it's 35.65, which is not that high. Let's look at our... None of these are particularly important. So... Can I take the organization hit? I'm not 100% sure that I can. What are our spies doing? Counterintelligence, support ruling party, and raise national unity. Our national unity has gone up, so that's a good thing. And we want it to be around 60, so... So this gains 1 dissent, and we lose 5 popularity. And this we gain 6 popularity, and we lose 2 organizations. I'm going to say, sure, go ahead, and let new parties form. Government nationalizes private sector. In a public address today, our great leader has told the nation that he would no longer accept certain disloyal elements profiting at the expense of the people. In a side note to Government Decree number 3256B, we have found that 16 formerly semi-privately run companies have been expropriated by the Ministry of Public Relations. IC plus 8%, so we're at 116. We're now at 129. Ho ho, great. That's fantastic. What am I wasting IC on? Consumer goods. That sounds fine. All right. We'll keep rolling here. We got quite a bit more stuff coming off the line. You can see the Turks have some stuff on the front here. An offer from Turkey. 2.93 energy in exchange for some money, sure. I've got, honestly, more than I can do anything about. Let's look at diplomacy. And actually, let's go back to intelligence. Technology, I mean. And let's lower that to 2, because we've right now got more diplomatic influence than we really need. And we'd really like to research instead. So we can make 3 trade agreements. Let's look at our neighbors, of which there are a lot. Xinjiang is drifting toward us, which is good. I think they can't form a trade agreement because they're a Japanese puppet, I think. Alright. Which is too bad, actually. Let's try Japan again. I mean, they need energy, they need oil, they need... I'd really like to get rid of some of this energy, to be honest about it. They just don't want to deal with me. I don't know why. Okay, so Mongolia, which is I think a puppet of us. Yeah. Okay, well, we're going to top that out. There's not much we can do about it. What we'd like to do, ideally, is... well, we'll automate trade again. Screw it. What we'd ideally like to do is sell energy and buy supplies. You see our supplies are going down, but they're not going down that much. Units in port supply, there's not much to be done about that right now. That's these guys moving in. If we look at infrastructure map mode here, we're going to see that it's crap. Look at this friggin' waste. All this is wasteland up here. So back to political. Actually, we want to go HQs. Let's see where we can put some more guys. Now, one of the advantages to the Nazi-Soviet pact with the Germans, which we will have an option to do here, is that we need to pause this because we're going to end up with a lot of stuff, is that it lets us shorten our lines by taking Poland, or Eastern Poland. Alright, and we're going to need to look at production here. Well, we really want this industrial capacity badly. Well, there's more than I can produce right now, so I'm going to leave it the way it is. Now, some more leaders should become available in 1937 as well, and we're going to take a look at our internal politics at that time. And that is mere minutes away. Ah, excellent. All right, so what's the airfield look like here? Not very good. Let's look at the air map mode. What do we got here? We got some guys here. What do we actually have? That's an interceptor. Throw that there. We're going to want to break this up, but that's okay. Interceptors and maybe some close attack planes are pretty much all the air we want. Interceptors to fight off the German bombers. Germany's canceled our trade agreement. They have canceled another trade agreement. Let's look at Germany here. 120 is still our relations. Our threat to Germany is 0.19, but our threat to Japan is 0.3. Stopped our diplomatic influence on Turkey. Why is that? Let's look at Turkey. Where's Turkey? They're right in the middle. I'm mostly drifting toward the axis. You know what? Screw Turkey. I can use the technology elsewhere. Ooh, you notice our officer number went way down. We're gonna crank this up just a bit. So what's the infrastructure here is not that bad. It's like 7. The infrastructure here is a 1, so who knows what kind of wasteland that is. Okay, and infrastructure 1. Alright, so we have a national decision available, and that's to begin the Great Officer Purge. Now, this is a big decision for the Soviets right here. We gain 22 unity, we gain 500 manpower. We already have quite a bit of manpower. We gain 5 dissent, but we can work that down. And we get this disorganized officer corps until the 1st of January 1948. So basically for the duration of the war. And we're going to do it. And more efficient laws can be enacted. 3-year draft. Ooh, well, good thing we got plenty of money. So 3-year draft. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, we can also do war economy. God, yes. We can do heavy industry emphasis, and the war economy, and that's going to make a big difference. Okay, so we've done a lot of stuff here on January 2nd. Oh, look at that. That is a huge boost. It doesn't feel like it. We do gain 5 dissent, so we need to work that down a little bit. Holy shit! We suddenly need an enormously inflated number of consumer goods. And we have no choice. We got 5 dissent. We want that to be lower because that's going to come right off of our industrial capacity. So just a little bit higher than we need. We'll work the dissent down, and then we'll make that adjustment. We got to keep the proletariat happy here, apparently. Industrial efficiency, thank you. Industrial production. Germany has canceled another trade agreement. Let's look at technology. That's not bad, actually. But what we want is advanced construction engineering needs to be at least 3. We're going to kick these up. Instead of kicking them off, we're going to kick them right up to the top. And they're coming in June, because we need those to be at 3 so that we can actually build a little bit of infrastructure. I'd like to not waste IC on that, but we're going to have to do a little bit of it. So let's start the clock again. Fighter pilot training, fighter ground crew training, interception tactics. Let's drop these. And you know what? I guess the leadership hit wasn't quite as bad as I kind of figured it was going to be. It's still bad in a situation where we really don't have nearly as much leadership as we want. But we'll make do with what we have here. And what's our production look like? Infantry. We've got some tanks, some planes. Same tanks and planes we had before that haven't rolled off the production line yet. Fighter ground control advance. Let's stop and get rid of that for now. Let's take a look at this, actually. Air doctrine is where that's under. We actually want these. And let's look at land doctrine, elastic defense, which, holy cow, we need that. We need Schwerpunkt. And this is where we kind of delay doctrine. Definitely need that. Guerrilla warfare. Need that. Assault concentration. Special forces we don't need. Central planning. Sure. Mass assault. We have an advantage in human wave, actually. We already have it. Large front, we need that. People's Army, we need that. Oop, not yet. You know what? It's 1937 now. That's a 1938 technology. It's okay. We need infantry warfare real bad too. Integrated support, tactical command structure, mechanized offensive. Yes, at least the first level of it. And we need that. So now we're way in the hole again on technology, but there's not much we can do about it. Parliamentary scandal. Last week we had the displeasure of disclosing certain suspect activities related to a prominent figure in the government. This week the minister concerned failed to make a public speech denying his involvement in the scandal. However, an expert reporter of one of the national radio stations managed to press the minister into more or less confessing that he has not only lied to the public about his involvement, but that he has been lying in front of the High Court on several occasions. Our political specialists tell us that this most probably will force the head of government to reshuffle his cabinet. Okay. Ugh. To 16 February? That's only a couple of weeks. I could deal with that. All right, let's look at politics now. Let's see what we can do here. Ruling party support. We don't have anybody better here. We don't have anybody better here. Minister of Security, counterespionage. I guess we'll pick this guy. Head of Intelligence. Not terribly useful. Chief of the Army. We don't need to change that right now. Chief of the Air Force. Not much we can do about any of this. So that is all basically settled. So let's actually look at leaders. See, we've got leaders now. We didn't have leaders before, and I think this actually comes with the officer purge, or with 1937. It could be that too. Let's check one more thing. Restore the officer corps. Owns Viipuri. Finland is a puppet. Or we're with Germany, and the surrender progress is at least 5%. What does this do? Disorganized officer corps is removed from the Soviet Union. I did not know about this event, so we definitely want to do this, but basically we have to wait till the war starts to do it. Okay, I am going to kill this episode. This is episode 3, has been episode 3 of our Let's Play series of Hearts of Iron 3, Their Finest Hour as the Soviet Union. So I hope that you've enjoyed watching. Subscribe to the channel. We have more on the way, and you will find links to follow us on social media, including Facebook, Google+, and Twitter, up in the channel header art, and there's also a blog at strategychronicle.wordpress.com, so check that out as well. I hope you've enjoyed watching, and I'll see you next time.